one more statement from Chicago Alderwoman Maria Hadden, who responded to the murder of Sheridan, saying this. Watch.
The kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally.
Wrong place, wrong time, running into a person with a gun who may have startled him. It's almost as if she's blaming Sheridan for her death in a way. What is your reaction to that? Was Sheridan the one who was in the wrong place at the wrong time?
I can't even listen to Matt's response, because this is the second time that I've played this alderman's comments and I want to bust her in the mouth. I really do. I really do want to punch this lady in the mouth. Okay. I know y'all like, April, that's violent. You're not supposed to be a striker. Listen, I told y'all this is a sanctification journey. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay. Before I get into the statement of what this alderwoman said, let's deal with the family is very upset. Actually, no. Let him provide the commentary, and then we will cook the alderman. That's what we'll do.
I mean, I find her comments just patently insulting. But in all reality, if we can't feel safe in America, are we free? That's the fundamental question that we have to ask ourselves right now. And whether it was this person wants to believe, this alderman wants to say that it's wrong place, wrong time, it doesn't matter. As a parent, we should feel safe letting our kids go away to college. We should feel safe letting our kids go out to explore without the fear of having a tragedy like this happen. Those comments made by the alderman, I just find are patently ridiculous. We deserve a safe country. We deserve safe communities. Yeah. And as we've seen in this horrible tragedy, because of the failed systems and policies that have been in place, because of the open borders, because of the sanctuary policies that are in place in places like Chicago and New York, these unfortunate situations are resulting in these horrific tragedies. It's not wrong place, wrong time. It's wrong policies and bad decisions.
Yeah, I would say that the illegal immigrant was the one that was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that wrong place is in this country with a prior criminal record. Assemblyman Matt Slater, we thank you so much for your time.
All right, you guys. All right, so that was the end of the clip. Getting back to Sheridan's family, the statement, there's another clip, and I probably should have pulled it, but we don't have time. Her family is absolutely rejecting this idea that this was just some random bad luck, and they were right to do that. I think it was NBC, where the family was saying that, listen, Sheridan didn't do anything wrong. She's like walking with her friends near the campus. That is normal. Okay, it's what students do every single day. And essentially what they're saying is, we're not going to allow this to be dismissed as wrong place, wrong time. This isn't some random misfortune. Do you see how these people try to gaslight you? This was a violent and preventable act. Notice how the alderman said, well, you know, what this sounds like is that it was a person. Listen to their language. They are so weaselly with their words. A person with a gun. These are the gun rights people. These are the people that don't want Americans to have the right to exercise their Second Amendment rights to protect you from Taquayshawn and now Pablo Medina. I don't think his name was Pablo. I can't even remember his first name, but y'all know I call everybody Pablo, okay? But she's like, this is just a person with a gun who may have been startled. So a young female college student who's out minding her business, wanting to look at the northern lights, may have startled the person with a gun. She wasn't out doing anything reckless. She wasn't picking a fight. She was not the one committing the crime. The girl was with her friends near the beach at a pier, just wanting to see a glimpse of some lights. This is what young people in this area do. What free Americans should have the right to do, and not be worried about some lunatic Venezuelan national who's just out here with a gun wanting to shoot. He shot that girl in the head, y'all. She crossed paths with a man who had already been in the system, had already had an arrest warrant after failing to appear in court on a prior shoplifting charge. So no, this was not Sheridan she in the wrong place at the wrong time. The suspect was. This man was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He ain't supposed to be here. Wrong place is America. Wrong time during this Trump administration when we already told you to see your way out to make it easier for you, but we can show you better than we can tell you. This man's already demonstrated a wanton disregard for the law, and I'm tired of watching Democrats twist themselves into these verbal pretzels to avoid saying the obvious. A beach is not some wrong place for a college student to be. America, though, is absolutely the wrong place for an illegal immigrant with a pattern of lawlessness. That is the issue. This woman should have been ashamed of herself. And I'm like, if you live in her ward or whatever they call them up in Chicago, she ain't fighting for you. She's made her allegiance clear. Wrong place, wrong time. Girl, bye. I called her girl. I'm going to be nice, okay? Listen, this is the kind of language. This is what happens when these politicians are committed to ideology and they just get on camera and they out here, they sound retarded. I'm struggling to understand how anybody is still a Democrat today. If you listen to these people, I'm so serious. Because notice what happens in these moments. They have zero sympathy or empathy. Accountability gets real blurry. They ended up, the victim gets rhetorically repositioned. I mean, she may have startled him. I mean, we just don't know what had happened. You know, he was out there on that pier with that gun and somehow it just went off because she startled him. See how they infantilize the immigrants? Just how they do to black folks when they want you to believe you're a victim and that you can't help it and you didn't do nothing because it ain't your fault. How they infantilize you, they are doing the same thing with their new slave class. Maybe, maybe she startled him. I'm like, she startled him. So now we're workshopping excuses for the alleged killer while a family has to bury their child. That is grotesque. That is incredibly insulting. This is the language of a political class that has become more emotionally invested in managing the optics than defending citizens. I'm sorry, if your worldview is so broken that your first instinct is to soften the profile of the accused. He shot somebody in the face or the head. Instead of defending the innocence of this victim, you have no moral compass. These people are from the pits of hell. I'm sorry. They are the children of the devil. Sheridan did not fail the system. The system failed Sheridan. And you will say her name, just like you will say Laken Riley's name and Larisha Thompson's name. These are the women's names you need to say. When leaders won't defend the innocent, clearly it's usually because their ideology, they've made peace with the guilty. This is why Americans are fed up.